All right, a good morning to you. It's Saturday morning after a very eventful Friday that we've had. A lot of folks waking up to snow and ice from yesterday across the region. Hi, folks. I'm Meteorologist Ryan Hoke. We're back here with another edition of the Hokey weather blog. And boy, did we really pick up some heavy snowfall in some areas. Check out this chart that I just made. And this is based on some data that came in from the National Weather Service here in Louisville. 7 to 9 inches of snow fell from Du Bois County all the way up into Jennings County, Indiana. Had some reports of up to 9 inches. If you saw more than 9 inches, here's what you need to do. You need to get a ruler or a yardstick, stick it on in the ground, and take a picture of it. And send it to PIX, P-I-X, at wave3.com. We would love to see that. Just do it as soon as you can because, of course, we'll begin to melt some of that snow off a little bit. Now, we were not going to get above freezing today, but some of the sunshine will help to get rid of just a little bit of that snow as we go throughout the day. Here in the Louisville Metro, we saw 3.5 inches of snow. That broke a daily snowfall record for yesterday, dating back to 1977. Yes, if for some of you that seems like a year that's very familiar, that was a very active winter, 77 into 78. And, of course, about 1 to 3 inches south of the Louisville Metro, and even parts of Jefferson County even got in on 1 to 3 inches and saw lesser snow totals, especially toward J-Town, Fisherville, parts of Okolona, even down into parts of Southern Valley Station and PRP. Didn't see quite as much snow as folks did up in Prospect and parts of Springhurst as well. So we move from this past storm to what could come next. Today, we look fine. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures up to 28 here in Louisville. Oh, but then problems begin once again tomorrow. Now, this storm, this next one we're going to have, is not looking nearly as intense as what we just got through. That is the good news here. Here's how it's going to play out. Sunday early in the morning, probably after midnight, snow begins to spread into our southern counties. Eventually that forms into freezing rain, and we'll see freezing rain throughout a lot of the morning hours across our southern counties. Some snow, maybe even a mix here in the Louisville area on northward as we go throughout the latter morning hours. Once we get into the afternoon, the area of snow moves northward, and we begin to see areas of freezing rain here in the Louisville Metro on northward of the Ohio River. But here's more good news. Warmer temperatures begin advecting or moving in from the south, and that helps us warm up to just plain rain south of the Louisville Metro. By the time we go on into probably after 5, 6 o'clock Sunday afternoon and evening, most of us will be seeing rain and temperatures just above the freezing mark. That's some great news, and we're really monitoring this trend closely because seeing temperatures above freezing would mean improved conditions. The problem is that we'll still have enough of a period of snow mix, freezing rain, sleet to get some accumulation out of this and potentially cause some travel hazards as we're going throughout your early part of your Sunday. Here's how Futurecast times it out. So go throughout your 6 o'clock hour, 6 a.m., you'll see a little bit of mix there in our southern counties, Campbellsville, Munfordville. So go throughout the morning, that spreads northward. This could be snow here in the Louisville metro area, could mix with some sleet and some freezing rain as well. Notice how most of our temperatures still below freezing, except for Campbellsville and Munfordville at 34 degrees. We advance it forward more after the noontime hour into 2:30. Plain rain across Litchfield, E-Town, Lebanon, on into our southern counties just south of the Ohio River. Here in Louisville, we begin switching over back to plain rain since we'll be hitting that 32-degree mark and getting it warmer after that point. And then really the moisture kind of exits the area at this point. We don't really see all that much rain north of the river. So at this point, it's looking like we could see just a little bit of accumulation north of the river and not a whole lot of plain rain up there. But it's certainly possible we could go to plain rain, and that's something we're really hoping for because that would help to wash away some of the snow and some of the ice if we have those temperatures above the freezing mark. Here's what the GFS model says in terms of pure snowfall output. About a half inch up in Bedford and Seymour, 1/10 of an inch down in Louisville. I would say somewhere between a half inch, maybe even up to an inch in places is possible. Just depends on how much moisture, how much precipitation we can get back in here. The latest model trends have been taking this drier. That's great news. We want to see more of that, and we're going to hope that that continues. As far as ice totals go from the freezing rain, 1/10 of an inch possible in Louisville and southward. You can see that pink shade right there delineating where some of the heavier freezing rainfall amounts could be. Now, this is not going to be heavy freezing rain by any means. In fact, yesterday's freezing rain, I think, is going to be much more of an issue than what we will have had for your Sunday. So probably under a tenth of an inch for most folks. We could get over a tenth of an inch in some places, so up to a quarter of an inch of freezing rain possible south of the Louisville area as we go throughout your Sunday. Here's our forecast. A mix of up to 1 inch possible here in the Louisville area down to the parkways and, of course, across the river in southern Indiana where they may not even see any rainfall because the moisture will be exiting before they can get warm enough for that. South of the parkways, south of E-Town, we get less than a quarter inch of ice, and that transitions to rain during the afternoon and evening hours. So, as we go throughout the morning, that's going to be our time for hazards across Kentuckiana. So starting, say, 5, 6 o'clock before daybreak, as this precipitation moves into our southern counties, that's when we're going to start to have our issues as temperatures are still below freezing. That moves northward into the Louisville area, say around 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe just before that. But once we get those temperatures above freezing, as forecast, during the afternoon hours, things should begin to improve pretty well. So about a coating of ice, a coating of snow, or just a slight touch more than that possible across Kentuckiana as we go throughout tomorrow. Christy Dunn and I will both be in here tomorrow tracking that potential for ice and snow. We'll keep you updated as we go throughout the morning hours. So tune in for Wave 3 News Weekend Sunrise tomorrow from 5 to 8 a.m. We'll make sure that everybody gets through this A-OK. For now, I'm meteorologist Ryan Hoke. Have a great rest of your Saturday.